Have you ever told the truth? Only for the people around you to refuse to believe it. Even when the truth is clear right in front of them, their pride and arrogance prevent them from seeing it. This is exactly what Orion Pax, Bumblebee, Ratchet, Prowl, Bulkhead, and Whirl are experiencing in Transformers Leadership. So make sure to activate the subscribe button and watch the episode until the very end to uncover the truth and see how our heroes are subjected to false accusations. Now, let's begin. The episode begins as the suspects and investigators enter the interrogation rooms, each one separately. The questioning begins. Orion Pax sits calmly in the room. Elita-One observes him for a moment, then sits across from him. Her gaze is sharp, yet carries a hint of sympathy. Orion, you're here because there are suspicions surrounding you. This isn't easy for me to say, but there's a possibility that you might be the traitor. Orion Pax slowly raises his head, answering in a calm voice. Elita, I understand the importance of these investigations. Do what you must, but I will not allow these accusations to stain my honor or my loyalty. Elita-One hesitates slightly before speaking. But I have to ask the questions. Why were you always the one who refused to fight at the beginning? Why do you always choose to stay in the shadows instead of the front lines? Some might see that as weakness, or perhaps a desire to hide. Orion Pax responds calmly yet firmly. Leadership is not measured by physical strength alone, but by wisdom and the ability to make the right decision. If I were trying to hide, I wouldn't be here now, facing these accusations. Elita-One, there are those who say you were never fully committed to the Autobots. Your failure in the Sentinel trials and your rejection from any combat unit, these things made some question your loyalty. Orion Pax lowers his voice, speaking with sadness. I know I wasn't a perfect Autobot, but is loyalty measured by the number of battles fought or by ranks earned? My loyalty is not only to the Autobots, but to Cybertron as a whole. Elita-One falls silent for a moment, studying him carefully, then asks in a low voice, if you're innocent, then why do some believe you could be the traitor? Orion Pax gives a faint, sorrowful smile. Because I am different. Because I chose a path less visible, a path of knowledge and peace. And those who are different have always been easy targets for accusation. Elita-One shows signs of doubt. Orion, I want to believe you, but I have to follow the evidence. Orion Pax looks her straight in the eyes. The true evidence will not lie, Elita. Do what you believe is right. I will remain true to myself and to my values. Elita-One stands and says, then this interrogation is over. We'll see what the others have uncovered. She exits the room, leaving Orion Pax alone. He closes his eyes for a moment, reflecting on his difficult position, then whispers to himself. Orion Pax, whispering, truth always prevails, no matter the cost. We move to another room where Bumblebee sits. Hot Rod begins the interrogation. So, B, they say you lost your spark a long time ago. You weren't the leader we needed, and you proved that more than once. Maybe Megatron offered you a better deal? Bumblebee looks at him silently for a moment, then responds, is this an interrogation or a show of force? Because I've never seen you this brave, except when you stabbed me in the back. Hot Rod snaps back angrily. Don't start blaming me. I didn't stab anyone in the back. I did what was necessary for the team. You failed as leader of the Recon Unit, and you knew it. Bumblebee replies calmly, but with restrained anger. Failed? Or did I trust someone who dreamed of leadership from day one? That was my only mistake, Hot Rod. Trusting you. Hot Rod lowers his voice. I was the better leader, and you know it. Bumblebee, his anger barely contained. Yes, a better leader at my expense. You didn't wait a second after my first mistake. You didn't try to support me. You didn't give me a chance. You went straight to Alpha Trion and told him I wasn't fit. Hot Rod defends himself. I was thinking about the team. The mission was at risk. There was no time for emotions. Bumblebee pauses, then speaks calmly. Emotions? You mean Firestar. You were jealous because we were close. You thought removing me would make her see you as the better choice. But it backfired, didn't it? Hot Rod steps back slightly, avoiding eye contact. That's not true. Everything I did was for the team and for her. I wanted to protect her. I wanted her to be proud of me. Bumblebee replies, Firestar was proud of the team, not of someone who manipulates it. She grieved for me when I lost my position, and in the end, she died believing in me, not you. Hot Rod lowers his head briefly. I didn't know she would be killed in the Decepticon raid. Bumblebee, but you learned something, didn't you? You can't earn respect by betraying those who trust you. Removing me didn't give you what you wanted. It destroyed all of us. Hot Rod turns toward the door, pauses for a second without looking back, and says, Maybe you won't understand now, but everything I did was for the team. He leaves the room, leaving Bumblebee sitting in silence. We move to Bulkhead's interrogation. Ultra Magnus stares at him with sharp eyes. Bulkhead, no one has forgotten what you've done. Your lack of judgment and poor planning always put us in danger. These are the facts we must consider in this investigation. Bulkhead, facts. You mean my mistakes, because mistakes happen in every war. Ultra Magnus, firmly. Not just that, your actions consistently put us in pointless situations. You never learned from your mistakes. You always found a solution that made things worse instead of fixing them. Or have you forgotten why you were removed from the team? You were a liability, Bulkhead. That's why I dismissed you. Do you remember? Bulkhead replies calmly, Do you really think I was removed only because of mistakes? That may be part of it, but you were always looking for someone to blame. Ultra Magnus mocking, So now you're the victim? Removing you was the right decision. You weakened the team. You were the problem. Bulkhead sighs. If you think I was the cause of everything, you're wrong. You can accuse me of poor judgment, but I believe you know now that I was right, at least sometimes. Ultra Magnus turns and walks toward the door. No, Bulkhead, that's not a convincing explanation. Your actions, or rather your weakness in the field, were the cause of every failure. I will not accept your justifications, and don't think I'll forgive you. You won't leave this place unless you provide convincing answers, or proof that you are not the traitor. Ultra Magnus exits. Bulkhead remains alone, staring angrily at the walls. We move to Ratchet's interrogation. Droph Forge studies the old medic cautiously. Ratchet, no one questions your skill as an Autobot, but now things are different. We're in a critical situation. There is a traitor among us. Ratchet, do you truly believe it's me, after all these years serving the Autobots? Droph Forge, no one is above suspicion, Ratchet. And unfortunately, your record isn't flawless. Ratchet raises an eyebrow, his voice rising slightly. Suspicious points? Like what? Droph Forge, like the fact that you're no longer as effective as you once were. Medical technology has evolved, and you've clung to outdated methods. Some believe you've become more of a burden than an asset. Ratchet, a burden? Is that what I am now, after I saved your lives when you were moments from death? Droph Forge, no one denies your past, but the past doesn't justify the present. If you feel you no longer belong in this changing world, that could be what drives you to align with the enemy. Ratchet shouts angrily, Do you hear yourself? How dare you accuse me like this? I gave my life to the Autobots while you were still learning how to stand. Droph Forge remains calm, steps closer, lowers himself to eye level. Your anger is understandable, but it doesn't erase the doubts. You're a medic. You could conceal evidence or pass information without suspicion. If you're innocent, tell me. Why have you become so isolated lately? Ratchet exhales deeply. Because I feel useless here. Everyone talks about innovation, evolution, while I'm just an old doctor trying to survive. No one listens to my advice anymore. Droph Forge smiles faintly. That's exactly my point. Feeling displaced could push you toward desperate choices. Ratchet, desperate? Yes, I feel isolated, but betraying the Autobots? Never. Even if everyone abandons me, I won't abandon my principles. Droph Forge steps back. I hope you're telling the truth, but emotions alone don't prove innocence. Ratchet, I have nothing to prove. If you want a traitor, look elsewhere. Droph Forge, the interrogation is over. He leaves the room, leaving Ratchet alone. We move to Whirl, standing before Sentinel. Sentinel, coldly, you were once a Decepticon. Why should we trust you now? Whirl, because I didn't run back to Megatron. If I were a traitor, I wouldn't be here facing this farce. Sentinel, or maybe you stayed to divert suspicion. Your past makes your loyalty questionable. Whirl, calmly, my past is stained, yes, but I fought for the Autobots since the day I joined them. Sentinel, if you're innocent, prove it, otherwise there's no place for you among us. Whirl explodes in anger. Prove it? How could I betray you when I saved your life at Motomaster, when the Rangers squad under your command was crushed and you were seconds from death? Do you think I'd risk my life just to buy myself time? Sentinel is stunned. He leaves the room and finds Ultra Magnus waiting. Ultra Magnus, did you get anything from him? Sentinel, no, and neither did you apparently. Ultra Magnus, no, we're waiting to hear from Wheeljack. Smokescreen suddenly intervenes. What if there is no traitor among them? What if the traitor is one of us? Everyone freezes. They begin looking at each other as tension fills the room. And with that, we have reached the end of our episode. If you want to find out who the traitor is and what their motives are, don't forget to activate the subscribe button so you won't miss episode 7. And let me know in the comments, which interrogation did you find the most convincing? I'll see you in the next video, my friends.